It was a humid June afternoon in Springdale, Arkansas, when the call came. Jana Duggar had been tending to her beloved garden, surrounded by tomato vines and lavender bushes, when she suddenly collapsed beside the raised beds. Her younger brother, James, had been nearby fixing a fence post when he heard a thud and a sharp gasp. "Jana," he shouted, sprinting across the yard. She was barely conscious, her breathing shallow and skin pale. He immediately dialed 911, his hands trembling. Within minutes, the sound of sirens echoed through the quiet Duggar compound. Michelle Duggar was the first to arrive at her daughter's side, her heart dropping at the sight. Jana, her dependable, strong, eldest daughter, looked so fragile on the ground. The emergency room. At Washington Regional Medical Center, doctors rushed Jana into the ICU. Tests were ordered, specialists summoned, and family members paced the waiting room, whispering prayers under their breath. "She's always been so healthy," Jessa whispered to Jill, her voice trembling. "She eats clean, she exercises, she never complains." But something had gone terribly wrong. Dr. Henley, the attending physician, finally approached the family after hours of tests. "She's stable, but we're very concerned," he said. "Jana has a rare autoimmune condition that's been quietly attacking her system. She's severely anemic and her heart rhythm is irregular. We need to monitor her closely." Michelle stifled a sob, and Jim Bob simply nodded, gripping her hand tightly. But someone else needed to know. Someone who had been waiting, watching from afar, aching in silence. Stephen's torment in Nebraska. Stephen Wissmann had just returned from a flight training session when his phone buzzed. A message from Jana Duggar. "Jana's in the hospital. It's serious. She collapsed today." Stephen froze, the color draining from his face. They hadn't spoken in months. Their courtship had ended quietly, gently, officially paused at the beginning of the year. Life paths, priorities, and the pressure of public scrutiny had driven them apart. But in truth, Stephen had never stopped loving her. She had been his muse, his confidant, his prayer partner. His heart sank as he reread the message. For a moment, the world faded. He called Jeremiah immediately. "Can I come?" he asked. "Stephen," Jeremiah said softly. "She might want to see you. Come now." The return. The Duggar house was quiet when Stephen arrived just before dawn. The usual bustle of 19 children, spouses, and grandkids had given way to solemnity. Michelle greeted him at the door, her eyes puffy. "She's awake," she said, barely above a whisper. "She's asking for you." Stephen's heart surged and sank at the same time. Jana's hospital room was filled with sunlight, but she lay pale against the stark white sheets, an oxygen tube under her nose. She looked thinner, delicate in a way that startled him. She turned her head as he entered, her lips parting slightly. "Stephen?" Her voice was barely audible. "I'm here," he whispered, stepping closer, his eyes wet. "I'm right here." He reached for her hand and was surprised to feel her squeeze back, weakly but intentionally. "I didn't think you'd come," she said. "I never stopped caring," he replied. "You could have pushed me away 1,000 times, and I still would have come." Her eyes filled with tears. So did his. Ties that never broke. Jana's condition remained critical for the next 3 days. She suffered from long, crushing bouts of fatigue. Her blood pressure fluctuated dangerously. Doctors tried different medications, IV fluids, and oxygen therapy. Stephen never left her side. He canceled all of his business meetings, rescheduled flights, and set up camp in the hospital's family lounge. He read to her from the Psalms. He held her hand when she had panic attacks in the night. He spoke to her in whispers, calming her heart when it raced. The Duggars, wary at first, began to open their hearts to him again. "He really loves her," Jinger whispered to Joy-Anna after seeing Stephen gently brush a strand of hair from Jana's forehead. "Maybe he always did," Joy replied. Michelle, once protective and unsure about their relationship, watched as Stephen helped Jana sit up and feed herself for the first time in days. "You're good for her," Michelle said quietly to him. "Thank you for being here." A prayer in the chapel. One night, unable to sleep, Stephen wandered down to the hospital chapel. He dropped to his knees and folded his hands tightly. "Lord," he whispered, his voice cracking, "please don't take her. Not yet. She's your servant. She's strong, kind, faithful, and I love her." It was the first time he had said it aloud in months. The truth washed over him like floodwater. He had made a mistake by letting her go. All the reasons they'd parted, family expectations, geography, media gossip, they all seemed insignificant compared to the possibility of losing her forever.